Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about having a Leo Sun and Taurus Moon in a natal chart. Now, I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. I'm going to talk about having that combination, that Sun-Moon combination of Leo Sun and a Taurus Moon in a natal chart. Now, the basic character, which is the Sun, being in Leo in this case, can be flamboyant, gregarious, extravagant, generous, courageous, and attention-seeking. And the Sun is the conscious side. Now, on the unconscious side, which is the Moon, in this case being in Taurus, can be very placid, calm, persevering, persistent, trustworthy, and even stubborn. And like a lot of many Sun-Moon combinations, there's a strong disparity between the Sun and the Moon, and in this case with the energies, because they're square by sign, and even though they're both fixed signs, they're very different. Leo, Sun and Leo, the basic character, the Sun being in Leo can be very gregarious and extroverted. Taurus is a homebody. It's more introverted. They're much calmer. Leo can be very high-strung and excitable, and can do things with a lot of that ferocity, where Taurus, can do things in a very calm manner. The Moon is about our responses. So, the person that has this Leo Sun may surprise others, having the response system being more calm and placid, and not like really overreacting to things, and they ponder things a little bit before responding actually. Now, another thing is that the way this combination of the Sun, Leo, and Taurus Moon may manifest could be about bringing that Leo ferocity into something that could be Taurus related, such as gardening, cultivation, carpet laying. Could be working as a pawnbroker, doing something with stocks, architecture, agriculture as some examples. Now, the Leo Sun, the Sun in astrology is about our basic wants. And the Leo Sun could be a person that wants to shine, get attention, be praised, be lauded for one's efforts. And the Taurus Moon, the Moon in astrology is about our emotional needs. And the Taurus Moon, needs creature comforts, possessions, quiet times, peace, stability, and you have the true self, which is the Sun, in this case being in Leo. Can be very extroverted. We could say confident, boastful, even. And now the inner self, which is the Moon, and the Moon in this case being in Taurus, can be very stable. The emotions can be very stable. And also person may be peaceful on more unconscious level as far as the inner self or inner personality or demeanor goes, and also can have an aversion to expanding interests. And the thing about this combination as well, another way it may be expressed above, the Sun is about our drive and motivation. And this person may be very driven and motivated, which is the Sun, and it could be to dominate, which is Leo. And the person may do this in more of a with more determination, and with a lot of persistence, and which is Taurus. And this is person that could be very set in his or her ways, given that the Sun and the Moon are both in fixed signs. This could be someone that this combination, though, can be more adverse if it's making a square aspect. The square aspect in astrology is 90 degrees. Now, I use a 10-degree orb when there's at least one personal planet involved, and of course in this case you have two personal planets that are involved with the Sun and the Moon. And when you have the square aspect, it can give more of a propensity or likelihood of bringing out the negative qualities of the placements. Now, Leo Sun might be very loud, boisterous, domineering, and the thing about the Taurus Moon, having that strong aversion to change, the stubbornness, the could be avaricious, and this greed can come out. And the thing about this as well, keep in mind, the sun and the moon in astrology, are connected with the biological father and mother, respectively. The sun it represents the biological father, and it could be that the person that has a Leo sun, the biological father may actually be a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant person, or embody those characteristics. And the person that has a Taurus moon, the mother may be a Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those traits. And keep in mind, it's also about the perception of these people. And somebody with a Leo sun may perceive the biological father as somebody that's very generous, magnanimous, courageous, has a sunny disposition, but also may see that person as domineering, bombastic, and arrogant. And the person that has the Taurus moon, may perceive the mother, somebody that's very loyal, steadfast, trustworthy, but also a person that may be overly stubborn, obstinate, and has a strong aversion to trying new things. So anyway, and also too, the sun is connected with children. So this person, if they have any children, they may have at least one child that may be a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those characteristics. And anyway, now this is a kind of person that might bring Leo. It's about leadership, and this person could be somebody that brings that leadership energy into something that could be Taurus related, whether it may be something with architecture, gardening. Could be a firm connected with that, or being a manager, a person of authority there, or a carpet laying business, pawnbroker position where one is that person of authority there. And this is a combination that could be very strong-willed, I would say, to say the absolute least. Leo's sun, the basic, the sun is about our fundamental character, and this person may be somebody that has that always try better than what I tried previously kind of mindset. And the Taurus moon is very on an unconscious, so may not always be cognizant of this, can be very persistent and persevering, and work through, go through adversity, and be able to work through that, and do so in a very more calm and placid manner. And again, this person is probably likely less excitable than the typical Leo sun. This is the kind of person you might if you get into, there's like an argument, the person, because the moon is in Taurus, the moon is about our responses and reactions, that they just might sit there very, in a passive, manner, just kind of like, okay, whatever you say, that's fine. It doesn't mean they can't unleash that Leo roar from time to time, though. So just keep that in mind, and remember, Taurus moon, Taurus is about, can be very stable and not easily provoked, but after prolonged provocation, this person might unleash a lot of a very angry response after, say, goading that was determined, as an example. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.